Hey, I'm Bobby Cedro with Dunlop Manufacturing, and I'm here with my good buddy Bryan Kehoe.
Hello, I'm Bryan Kehoe. Hello, how do you do? Thank you.
Long and McQuade, thank you for stopping by Dunlop booth. We're going to have a few things to show you. First up is the MXR Mini Dyna Comp. Bryan, you want to give us a little...
Sure. What we got here is the Mini Dyna Comp, which has the original script logo circuit. It has the original IC3080 can in it, which gives you that nice 70s vintage kind of squishy, real, you know that sound, that classic Dyna Comp sound. It has an added LED. It has an added 9-volt power in. It's a little fella, little mini guy, so it's very real estate friendly. And Mr. Bobby Cedro added an attack button that really makes the transparency happen really, really cool. And why don't you tell them about the science about that?
Yes, the science behind it. Well, the Nashville sound, the very compressed, the very volume-limited tone with a slow bloom back end, you can get it with this classic sound. But with the attack button in, we don't let it go as far. So we don't let the compression or the limiting go down as far. So the note, you have a lot of attack, you have a lot of brightness, and you actually have a lot of transparency in the note. And then it doesn't have very much to go to recover from that squish. So therefore, the next attack of the note or the percussive sound comes through. So
tell them about the IC3080.
Yeah, the CA3080, it's a can, it's a new old stock from the 70s. What that has is a bit more headroom, it's got a bit more transient response. Overall, it just gives a little bit of a bigger clarity in the signal of the compression and the blooming. It's actually a sought-after IC, and we've actually managed to pack it in the Mini, which I'm really happy about.
So that has a particular sound to it, that circuit, that IC, that is very classic. And with that attack knob, it kind of, if you want it really squishy and warm and you want it to sound like a cinnamon bun, you turn that up, but that attack button gives it a little more, what'd you call it? It's more transparent.
Right.
You get a little more pop to it. So here it is, bypassed. Now it's all squished out.
I'm going to take that and put the attack knob in. It just opens right up. It's almost as though it's not on, but it's got all the back end gain and very transparent sounding. But it's still tempered. It still contains the signal to a certain dynamic range. That's new for 2017. Mini Dyna.
Shipping in April.
Shipping in April. Mini Dyna Comp. Okay, moving along, we got the Russian Pickle. The Russian Pickle, bring us in, Bryan.
Russian Pickle is a 90s style square wave muff type fuzz. The Russian style, it's got a little less gain and a little more mids than the swollen pickle. So sometimes when you're playing in the band and you're rocking along and then you step on a fuzz, you just get a blow dryer right in the ear and you just kind of lose your whole signal. Because of the clarity and the mid focus on this pedal, it kind of pops out a little bit more. It's good for single coils in my opinion, and I think bass players will really like it too.
Exactly.
Tell them what's going on.
And the thing that Bryan said about the low gain, the transistors are the secret sauce. The gain, intrinsic gain of the transistor has a lot to do with it. These are BC 183Cs, old stock, and they have a certain characteristic, saturation, gain, and all that stuff, compression and sag, and sort of their clipping characteristic. It really makes a nice mid-gain fuzz. When I say mid-gain, it's not farting out, it's not, I said fart. It's not farting out, it's not spitting too much, it's more controlled.
Here it is bypassed, here it is bypassed.
Yeah, and also when you back the gain now, and it cleans up nice because of the fact that it gets easier in that linear region where the clarity starts to pop through. But anyway, the Russian Pickle, it's I think a great fuzz for my taste too, because I play a Strat, and it doesn't fall apart, it doesn't get strident. It's
shipping now.
There you go, Russian Pickle. So now, in contrast, the Conquistador. Way Huge, this is an extreme pedal. But to tame that extremeness, there's a threshold, a line in the sand, where if the signal is under it, there's absolutely nothing coming through your amp. It's like turning your amp off. And then when it pops through, it's all ratty square wave glorification. So, Brian, what's your feel?
Vintage square wave fuzz with, like he said, that crazy gate that's going down. You get that kind of a garage blues kind of sound, maybe some desert rock. The cool thing I like about it is that when you turn down the volume on the guitar, you can get that threshold, you can mess around with that threshold and get this Velcro kind of spitty fuzz happening. Here it is, bypass. Here it is, engaged. Now when I turn down the volume on the guitar, see, it sounds like ripping Velcro. Pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's shipping now. And
Shipping now.
okay, so Conquistador over to the Diavolo.
Il Diavolo. I don't even know. I don't speak Italiano.
What I eat it. So what is
Our good friend Carlo Sorasio.
Yes.
He is a boutique designer and a boutique amp designer in Italia. He came up with this design. We did a little co-design with him. 3 different clipping circuits for a mid-focused overdrive. Tell him what's
Exactly.
going down.
Well, there's this toggle switch in the middle. It's got 3 positions. The lower position is silicon asymmetrical clipping, and mid position is op amp clipping, and the top position is LED clipping. The difference between all 3 is the amount of saturation and squishiness or compression each one has to offer. As you get higher up in the food chain, you go from silicon to LEDs, the signal starts to open up and a little bit more transparent. Op amp is the king of it. It's a lot of dynamic range and very big, very transparent, almost like reaching back and turning up your amp. So
it's a 3-position toggle switch that provides a silicon diode, an op amp, and a LED.
correct.
All right, so let's start off with the. What do we start off with?
We're going to start off with silicon asymmetrical clipping. There's the amp clean, and here it is on. Very mid-focused. That's going to punch you through the mix in any live situation. Now I'm going to move over to the LEDs. Go back the volume just a little bit. You hear a little more pick definition, a little more attack. It's a little more, it's actually, from my opinion, it's a lot more touch sensitive. If you back the volume down, it cleans up nicely. Now, in contrast, we go to the big one. There's op amp clipping. It opens up dramatically. Still easy to get around, but it's got a lot more openness to it.
More transparent, I would say.
Exactly.
Carlos Sorasio from Italia designed a boutique design at production prices. Shipping now.
Yes. So, what do you think?
Shipping now.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it. It's Winter NAMM 2017.
Long and McQuade. Thank you very much. Oh, Canada, my home and native land. See? Adios, amigos. That's the other wall.